It's a great pleasure today for me to show you this, and part of the reason I do this job as a retired gentleman is to see and drive cars like this. And this is a TC108G built under license from Graber at Willowbrook in Loughborough. There were 2 prototypes and then there were 13 cars built, and this is the very first production model. So this is quite an historic Alvis. This car can be seen photographed in David Culshaw's Alvis 3-litre book in detail on page 66, and it's got the original registration number still today as it has on that photograph. We're selling it for the family of the 4th owner, the car having been sent out on the 15th of February 1957 from Alvis Limited to Vactric Limited of Sloane Street, London. Vactric were high-end vacuum cleaner manufacturers at the time and had a large factory, and in fact it was the secretary of the company who had the pleasure of using this car, a very lucky man actually, and got the okay from the MD to take it out, and he went abroad with it, took it over to France, and did complain that the body was, the window around the window was a little bit leaky at the time. There's some prolonged correspondence on file, which is very interesting, including Willowbrook headed letters, and it's quite an interesting file. A total of 37 TC108Gs were produced, but only 13 of those were made at Willowbrook. The G signifies the Graber design, and there's a little bit of Graber nameplate on the side, and there were a couple of prototypes as I mentioned earlier. So very simple, pleasing lines, but actually very difficult to make by hand, and as coach builders, Willowbrook soon decided they couldn't actually make them for the price that they had agreed with Alvis, and hence production ceased fairly rapidly. This car had 3 subsequent owners in Romford, Hitchin and Rye, before moving to Yorkshire with the present family in 2015. The car has the original interior and registration, as I mentioned before. It's in pretty good condition. 1 or 2 little improvements could be made, but it's like the overdrive currently isn't working, so that needs attention. The price reflects this, but also reflects the fact that this is a very rare car with beautiful aesthetics and quite a strong piece of motoring history, particularly Alvis history, where it's a very strong piece. So it's not a cheap car, but what a beautiful thing to own. It hasn't come up for sale very often in its history, and this is a very good opportunity, and the car, as always, can be seen here and tried at our showroom in Kenilworth. The engine on this car is well, it's the same mechanically as the TC108Graber saloon, which in that guise was good for 100 miles an hour. This a little bit more streamlined, so you're probably getting another 3 or 4 miles an hour. So it's a 3-litre straight 6 twin SE carbs, and in this one it's the manual 4-speed gearbox.